So I've no idea what to make of this just now in the slightest. This is the first Scottish Defence League meeting I've ever attended. And I'm just coming down to just report on it, see what's happening, see who's involved in it, get both sides of the story as usual, and see what the Scottish Defence League, which was Tommy Robinson's sort of former organisation, or certainly the Scottish spin-off from the English Defence League, are actually saying with regards to paedophile grooming gangs. Apparently, again, the police have put restrictions on the Scottish Defence League, but none of the restrictions on the counter-protest. So we're just going to see what's actually happening, just get both sides of the story. Obviously, I don't know how big the Muslim child grooming gangs are in Scotland, but it's certainly something that we're going to discuss or hear both stories here. So yeah, don't know what to make of it. I've never been to Scottish Defence League. Obviously, I'm very clued up on Islam and the Quran and things like that, but I've never been to any English Defence League thing or Scottish Defence League or any other far right. But we've got some socialists down here, so we'll try and get people to give their opinion, find out what's happening. So we're in George Square in Glasgow. Quick chat with the guys. Obviously, looks like Antifa or something down here. Get a wee chat with them. Hi guys. Hi guys, how you doing? We're on camera. Does anybody want to speak to us? No. Thanks, buddy. What's your name, pal?
I'm David.
Nice to meet you.
Scotland.
Scotland.
Yeah.
Is that anarcha-capitalist? Oh, sorry, anarcha-communist.
The anarchists. And we're here today just to protest.
Black flag communist. Is that the anarcha-capitalist?
Yeah, we're anarchists. That's as much as most folk need to know.
Right.
And we're just here today to obviously protest against racism.
Yeah. We're going to be against the grooming gangs as well as supporting.
I don't get. I'm not getting into set issues and why they're here and why we're here. Racism, full stop. I don't care what group you're a member of. I don't care what you believe in. If you're a racist, you're not welcome in Glasgow. Certainly not in the city centre. We've got a proud culture, a vibrant ethnicity, mixed cultures, and then there's some folk want to come along and just stop that. And they're not going. I think what today shows is that they're not going to, these SDL and other groups, they're not going to stop us. We're going to stop them. I think they were a wee bit buoyed up with Trump's visit.
Right.
Trump, because he's a racist as well. No, racism isn't popular in Scotland. Sad to say it. It's popular in Scotland.
Not really any. It's not really. I mean, there's not like the extremities. Like it's mainly slightly authoritarian, like the Lib Lab Con Party. There's not very many openly racist political groups, I would say.
I think there's racism in a lot of undercurrents in society. And you know what? We're here today, right, in SDL and other racist groups. They're very visible. They've got their flags. They've got their T-shirts. They're masked up. But racism can be a silent thing as well. These guys are the wider edge of it. But racism, there's undercurrents of racism right throughout Scotland. Bigotry in Scotland, as you know. Racism in Scotland, it's still an issue on the street. A lot of the right-wing groups have moved into typically traditionally left-wing sort of areas and regions, and it's because the left-wing isn't doing enough to stop them.
Is it actual?
I don't know, it's like, I mean, we're here today to block them, to stop them, and we'll keep doing that, but it's like...
You know, the guys not be giving an opinion, more of a stance on it. Actually, just opposing.
Yeah, just opposing it. It's different strokes for different folks, you know. And there's groups that some are involved in education against racism. Some of them it's direct action. There's a whole load of things.
Can I ask just a question? I don't see other people because they don't look like me as a different race. So, what's your thoughts on that from a left-wing point of view? Because I don't see, like, I've got very good friends from the ethnic minority. One of my best friends was Hong Kong Chinese. My other friends, Tatty and Leek. So, but I don't see them as a different race. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, obviously it's the person. You see the people. I'm actually not left-wing. We're not a wing. We're anarchists. We believe in anarchy. Yeah, you see the people. It's like see the person. It's like with everything else, like with mental health problems as well. You see the person. Right. Disability. It's not the chair you see. I've got a disabled mate, and I've not seen him since he had his leg amputated. And what drew me to attention my attention today was he had a baseball hat on. It's not the fact that I've not seen him since he had his leg off. Wheelchair now.
It's funny how that happens, isn't it?
And it was a baseball cap because he never wears a baseball cap. Yeah. People are people, and we've got to start seeing people's people. Yeah. Get rid of the sectarian racism. People are people. And this is what I personally oppose groups like right-wing extremists and neo-Nazis target people simply because of the way they look, other language, culture, country. So it's not in Glasgow, not in the 21st century. 1940. All right.
Is anyone else want to extend, guys? Does anyone want to have a wee chat, guys? Well, I'm not sure. Some of the guys keep themselves to themselves. I'm going to go along here and see if I get the other side of it. Just got a wee chat along here. How are we doing, sir? You alright? Just a meeting. Just to. Oh, that's fine, buddy. That's fine. So it's quite interesting. So I'll hopefully listen to some of the speeches because I'm not quite sure the prevalence of grooming gangs. I know that. Can you hear the speeches? No.
Sorry.
You get round about and actually try and hear. Can't hear a word they're saying. So, oh, for goodness sake, man, honestly. So, obviously, the establishment is not wanting this to have gone ahead. I think there was another section 14 or something like that, barring the. Yeah. Why though? Why can I not go and hear the speeches? I want to know why I can't go and hear the speeches.
Okay, I'm not here to argue with you.
I know, but you're here to bully me, and I'm not here to get bullied, by the way.
Step out, please. Thank you.
Why am I not allowed to go and hear the speeches?
Stay there for me. Okay, I'm not here to argue with you. I'm not going to argue with you.
I'm not arguing. I'm asking a question. It's not an argument. It's a question, sir. Why am I not allowed to go and hear the speeches? Why am I not allowed to go and hear the speeches?
I'm not here to argue with you.
I'm asking you a question. I'm arguing.
It's closed off as a cordon there. It's to prevent disorder, okay?
I'm not having any disorder, I'm recording.
That's as well letting 20 people in, okay?
Why is it restricted?
It's as simple as that.
Why is it restricted?
To prevent disorder. That's
it. Well, seems so. Basically, what they've done is that they've cordoned off anybody listening to the speeches. As you can see, the actual tactics of the police is for prevention of being able to hear. I can't even tell you what they're actually saying, whether I agree or not. Jeez, man, talking about over-policing, my God, man. Honestly, look at this. I'm not really quite sure why this sort of level of policing is. This sort of, I mean, Oh, isn't it? Right. Obviously, there's here as well. Can't even hear the speeches. I mean, it's just can't document the speeches. Look at this. So again, it's a prevention of the right of freedom of assembly. So that's again an infringement on our personal liberties and the ability, the right of becoming an increasingly totalitarian state that we are living in the UK. So let's go around and speak to the rest of the guys. I mean, it's just absolutely incredible. It's going to go across this way. Got to walk across the roads in a certain manner. Can't hear the speeches, so I think that's absolutely pointless. Going there, I mean, it's just the Section 38. It's just been in place. So to restrict assembly, it's just absolutely incredible. So you can see how the state is now involved in basically preventing. This is any sort of freedom of speech on what may be a grooming problem. Not that I can actually tell because I can't actually hear any of the speeches. So that's quite a clever way of sort of preventing any sort of interaction from the media. So from people like myself who know mainstream media there, and basically let me just flip this round. No, in fact, I'll keep it around this way, just to show you the police presence here. So we can't actually find out if there is a grooming gang problem in Scotland, because can't hear the speeches. And this is all miraculously been cordoned off. And can't access the speeches, heavy-handed policing, Section 14 to prevent the actual assembly in the first place, probably, just like Luke Nash's down south. And it's, again, we've got the establishment. But I mean, if you understand why this is happening from a geopolitical stance. Our government will see these girls and see any lateral damage by the grooming gangs in the UK as collateral damage for their actual. Right, sorry about that. Obviously, interfering again with the transmission. So we're down here with the left-wing activists, anti-fighting the Trump. How are we doing? Just getting a wee chat, hopefully. How you doing, guys? You right? You want a wee chat? The GuerillaTv channel? No. Why you just quiet here and just get a wee chat about what's happening? No? Nope, obviously not. What's happening there? So don't forget that we're getting the transmissions cut and all sorts of things that's happening. How you doing, buddy? How you doing? You want a wee chat? And we're going live in the grill. No, it's fine. Okay, thanks, pal. Sorry. My requirement to... Was there something? There's a lady talking. Hold on, we'll try and... Yes. Big problem, nice. Oh.
Our country. Go home! Go home, Nazis! Go home!
Nazis, right?
The crisis of the one that rats out of the sewer again as it did in the 30s. Fortunately, there's only about 30 or 40 of them here today. But that's 30 or 40 too many. We need to read this is not going to go away. These scum are trying to tackle and change the system that creates the despair and the poverty that creates and breeds these.
Yeah, I'm being blocked, yeah.
Is important. So we need to redouble our efforts. I'm pleased to say I'm glad to see so many RMT members here today. One of the leaders in RMT union was physically assaulted when he scum and wanted to attack the classes and chairs after a demonstration against them. And it's great to see the RMT here in force. And I'm proud my union Unite is fully behind this demonstration and future demonstrations that we will have to call. And I just want to read a brief statement from Pat Rafferty. From Pat Rafferty, the regional secretary of Unite. If I can find it. I see you have lost it, but basically saying Pat Rafferty, the regional secretary of Unite in Scotland, couldn't be here today. But he commits the union in Scotland and actually the union UK to fighting the growth of the Football Lads Alliance, the Islamophobia and the anti-racism of scum like that behind us. And it's actually important not just to demonstrate against them, but to build in our communities. So for example, we need to make sure show racism the red card is at football grounds. We need to make sure that stand up to racism is built in every community in Scotland as well as throughout the UK. The visit of Trump was tremendous. It showed that in Edinburgh 40,000, 50,000 people demonstrated. Here in Glasgow, 10,000 demonstrated on Friday night. There were protests all over the UK, and in London there was 250,000 people demonstrating. But let's not forget that it's Trump and the international situation and his arguments about it that are fueling the growth of the far right. So we need to build against them and challenge the system that breeds them. It's great to see so many people here, but we need to redouble our efforts. Good luck.
Let's see if I can get an interview with this gentleman.
Trade unionists are normally in the trenches when it comes to fighting and repelling fascists. Dave alluded to there was a counter demo last week where the RMT Assistant General Secretary was attacked, and I'm delighted to welcome from the RMT today Gordon Martin.
Go on, Gordon! Good!
Afternoon, comrades, brothers, sisters, friends, united here against the scum of the earth behind us here. Absolute vermin. Dave was talking about getting into the trenches to fight these people. We need to get into the sewers to fight these people. In the sewers we will go. As Dave alluded to as well, RMP, Assistant General Secretary, and others for the RMP were attacked in an unprovoked manner to these sewer rats. We will fight these people in the sewers, on the streets, for us and to these scum, and everything that they stand for. Everything they stand for, I oppose. Absolutely oppose. The trade union movement needs to be at the forefront of this. We need to mobilise. These scumbags are mobilised. There's 15,000 in the streets of London recently. There's 15,000 that aim in the streets. We need 150,000. To make it clear, they're not welcome here. Refugees are welcome here. The scum behind me aren't. So take these people on at every opportunity. Thanks very much to the organisers for giving me the opportunity to speak here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Gordon.
Gordon, can I get a wee chat with you? Is that right? Can I get a wee chat with you, buddy? Come on, go here.
Balance up.
How you doing, Gordon? My name's David Ballantyne. I'm from the GuerillaTv channel, and it's just to get a wee chat about what's actually happening today and what your thoughts and your opinions are. Let me just step back so I can get your view. So can you just tell us a wee bit about yourself, Gordon? Just your full name and where you're from and what you need.
I'm Gordon Martin. I'm the regional organiser in Scotland for the Rail, Maritime and Transport Workers Union. What's happening here today is the racist and fascist Scottish Defence League have under false pretences came here to have a demo in the streets of Glasgow, and the trade union movement, the anti-fascist and anti-racist movement across Glasgow and beyond have came here to oppose them and make it clear that refugees are welcome here, gay people are welcome here, and people that aren't these scumbags behind us are welcome here. That's a clear message we're sending.
Now, my name's David Ballantyne, and I lived in the Middle East for a number of years. And I read the Quran in jail. I went to jail. Next drive, I was held in the UAE for 2 years, like to starve on the streets. It's all on the internet. It's not something that people don't know as well. So I had an insight into Muslim culture and Muslim traditions, and it was very good. I had a lot of friends who are Muslims as well. And I read the Quran in jail. Have you read the Quran?
No, I've no interest in reading the Quran either. I've not read the Bible. It's totally irrelevant. Today is opposing racists and fascists, nothing to do with the Quran.
But sorry, I apologise. Just because I've never attended anything like this as well. And obviously I read both the anti and the pro just to get a handle on it. Now, as far as I'm aware, that they're against Muslim grooming gangs. And listen to what they're there, so I mean, it's a total waste of time. I'm getting prevented to actually listen, so I don't know really. But on their literature, they were opposing grooming gangs in Scotland. Now, we already know that it's quite prevalent down south in England. What's your thoughts on that?
Well, it's prevalent. Grooming gangs are grooming gangs, whether it's Muslims, non-Muslims or whatever, it's totally unacceptable. But the SDL are here under the pretence of grooming gangs. They're really here just to spread the message of hate. They hate everybody that isn't them. They hate trade unionists, they hate socialists, they hate anybody that doesn't belong to their fraternity. They're absolute scum of the earth, and we're here to oppose them and get them off our street.
Is that rather than letting them steal the narrative, is the RTM and the other unions going to go out and oppose the mass rapes of young children by Muslim grooming?
Listen, mate, you're at the wind up here. You're
being 100% serious, rather than giving them the narrative.
Yeah, well,
no, I'd rather...
The narrative is grooming gangs are unacceptable.
You're going to protest that, that's what I'm saying, rather than give them...
We protest about a lot of things, and that is unacceptable to us. But we're here to oppose openly...
I know why you're here, that's not what I'm asking, that's not what I'm asking, I understand that. But rather than actually allow them to hold the narrative, are you going to oppose it?
Well, we do oppose it. Any right...
Can I come to the next one that you guys are actually holding to oppose that then?
Any right-thinking people, we let the police deal with the law of the land. These people are here spreading hate about everybody that isn't them. That's what they're here about. That's the game they're in. Grooming gangs is an excuse. There'll be another excuse the next time, another excuse the next time.
You think it's an excuse though?
One excuse after another to come to the streets of Glasgow and beyond spreading a message of hate. And we'll be here every time opposing that. All right, thank you.
So that was quite interesting as well. It's I don't know quite really, to be brutally honest with you. I'm not quite sure what my thoughts on that. I would thought that if you're not, whether it be the unions defending it, if you're not defending children being brutalised, then I don't know if you're on the right side at that point. It's my thoughts. Stand up. Is this the... Are you dealing with this? Is that, no. Is it? Is that all right? Oh, is that... You want to have a wee chat on link? What's that? After Trump anti-fascist demo, we stand...
United we can defeat the racists. As it says.
So, just now, as far as I'm aware, sorry, what's your name? I'm David. Nice to meet you.
My name's Alan. How do you do?
Nice to meet you, Alan. It's just to find out, what's that demo about?
Well, they're fascists, they're Nazis, they want to divide, blame migrants for the crisis, and it's a crisis caused by the rich.
No, sorry. What's that?
Well, they are fascists, they are Nazis, they're trying to divide ordinary people.
Right. Okay.
And have people fighting against one another.
Okay.
Whereas on this side we say people should be united.
Right, okay.
Black, white.
That's great, I think that's queer literature. What's your thoughts on the grooming gangs?
I don't. The Nazis put it about that migrants or Muslims are responsible for child abuse, but we know that that's not true. Think of Jimmy Savile.
Yeah.
For example, there's child abuse goes on in all parts of society, and what they're trying to do is ignore what happens amongst white people and say to blame child abuse. Again, they blame Muslims, blame migrants for all the ills of the world, and that's not true. We know fine well.
Why do you think like the Muslims are targeting non-Muslims, including Sikhs and things like that within the do you think that's racist?
I don't see anything.
But I mean, Majid Nawaz has actually commented on it, and he's a Muslim himself.
Well, there are disagreements between different people, but there are the people in power in this society are by and large white people, and we should be opposed to all forms of hate.
I agree.
So we're against racism wherever it exists. But
do you agree with me that people who don't look the same as you aren't a different race?
There's only one race. There's a human race.
That's right. I agree with that. Yes, I agree. Alan, thanks very much, my friend. That's very kind. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you.
Oh, this guy, an open borders advocate. Sorry. Oh. Thank you. Can we get a chat? No, I'm certainly not.
Where are you from?
Never been. A GuerillaTv channel.
Where is it you live?
GuerillaTv channel.
You live in Spain?
No.
You know Spanish?
No.
You know
No.
speak Catalonian?
No.
You sure?
100%. No, who's Steve Headley?
What?
Who's Steve Headley? No, you get wrong.
Scanning and everything.
There you are. That was good. That's why I want to talk to you.
What means you outlet you from?
The GuerillaTv channel. So we cover all. We're actually sort of a libertarian type of. We believe in anybody speaking. So we cover both left, right, everybody. We cover absolutely everybody. So that's why we want to get people like yourself to actually give their opinions as well, so that we actually cover it all.
Right, okay.
So it's up to you. It's up to you. It goes up live, so it's not. We're not going to edit it. You're not going to be changed what you say. Okay. So can I just ask? Are you a student? Sorry, what's your name, man, David?
I'm Liam McCabe. I'm the president of the National Union of Students in Scotland.
Oh, that's pretty impressive. That's great. What uni at? What you studying?
Well, before I came into the position, which is a full-time post representing over 500,000 students across Scotland, I was actually an officer at the University of Strathclyde Students Association just around the corner. So.
Fantastic. That's great. That's absolutely excellent. Are you still studying?
No, it would be pretty difficult to study and still do this and still do this job.
Oh, so you're you're full time, are you?
It's a full-time paid position, yeah, to represent Scotland students.
Elected by the students?
It is elected by the students. I was elected in March of this year. I came into post at the beginning of this month, and it's a full-time paid position.
Do you have to go around all the universities to actually get elected?
Yeah, so it's a bit of a complicated system, but basically what it is each of our students' associations in Scotland will elect delegates. Delegates will come to a central conference, and it's at that conference that the delegates with the representative weight of the students behind them will elect an appropriate candidate for president.
Oh, that's impressive. That's impressive. So, what is your sort of politics there? I noticed the reason I was interested was I noticed you were talking about open borders. Are you sort of a left-wing libertarian type of socialist?
No, I certainly fall on that part of the spectrum. Yeah, libertarian socialism is I'm largely down in that area. I don't prescribe as largely to any one particular,
Would you be closest to the Green Party, though, ideologically?
I don't have any political affiliations. I was a member of the Scottish Socialist Party in my in years previous.
I've got an interview on this with Colin Fox.
No, like I know Colin well. I just made a decision as I was becoming more involved with student activism that what I was going to do was just kind of focus on that and not be too involved with what was happening at a party political level. And so at the moment I'm just focused on this level of student activism.
All right, okay. So just tell us a wee bit. What's your thoughts on what's happening over there as well? What is that? Do you know what that demo's about?
I'm not entirely sure of it is. I'm not entirely sure why they're here. I just know what the organisation is, the organisations that are affiliated to, who are also attending it with them, and I just know that they fundamentally aren't welcome here.
Are they is they connected to the English Defence League?
As far as I'm aware, the Scottish Defence League is connected in some way, if not formally, at least informally with the English Defence League.
Have you read the Quran?
I personally know I've not read the Quran, no.
See, I used to stay in the UAE. I was attacked in the UAE. I was held for 2 years and allowed to starve on the streets in there. But the reason I'm saying that is when I went to jail, I read the Quran in jail, so I pretty much know what it says in the Quran. So it's quite interesting. People have got quite a staunch opinion about it, and it's not just you. There's lots of people who haven't read it, and they really seem to want to protect that sort of thing.
Well, I'm not entirely sure what the premise of the thrust of your question is there, to be entirely honest.
That's right. It was a bit of a statement. So the question is, if the Quran was sort of said some bad things in it, and people were protecting it. No, I'm just saying hypothetically. I'm not saying for a fact. If it said some bad things and people hadn't really read it, would that cause a problem further down the line?
I think there is always an issue, I suppose, with that kind of thing, where there is people making claims about things that they may not entirely be aware of. But I don't think you have to have read every religious text and have a comprehensive scholarly understanding of each one of them individually.
No, but just read them generally.
Let me respond. In order to make a general remark, we have experts in that field. We listen to the opinions of those experts, those who look at theology, those who look at that part of scholarship. And I know just as well as anyone, as someone who comes from a Catholic background and a Catholic family, that there is just as many, if not more, problematic references in the older parts of the Old Testament and the Bible than there is in any other religious text in the world. So I'm agnostic myself. I don't prescribe to any particular religious belief. But what I have seen as a president of NUS Scotland and indeed as a student activist is that the tenor of the conversation which exists in religious communities, in the student community, is one which is of faith, which is of openness, which is of virtue, and which is of inclusiveness and diversity. Every single year when I was an officer at Strathclyde, we used to have an interfaith dinner, and the interfaith dinner was hosted by the Muslim Students Association and the Islamic faith. And every impression that I've ever been given of it, when I've seen it in a grassroots organising capacity, active and alive in the community, has always been one which has been diverse and inclusive and welcoming and open to others, and it has not been one which has been in any way discriminatory towards anyone else. And that's not at the heart of that's not at the heart of the Quran. It's not at the heart of its teachings. It's not at the heart of its theological underpinnings. And I don't appreciate any kind of insinuation.
No, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm actually quite close to you because I'm actually a centrist libertarian. So you've done your political compass.
I've almost got a master's degree in politics somewhere. I'm
right. So I'm like a centrist libertarian. So I'm just along from you probably because you strike me as a sort of left-wing libertarian. And I'm a centrist libertarian.
I do want to be particularly clear that when I talk about libertarianism, I'm talking about it in the extent...
Big L, small L libertarian.
I believe very much in democratising every aspect of society, and that comes hand in hand with being a leftist, it comes hand in hand with being a socialist, and that is what I am. But anyway, I need to go back to the demonstration.
No problem. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for your time. And
I hope it wasn't too painful.
Oh no, it wasn't painful.
And can I just ask one question though? Just one last one. You were discussing there about open borders. What's your thoughts on that?
I wasn't discussing open borders. I didn't mention open borders at any point at all. What I was highlighting is that several members of my Scottish Executive Committee from NUS Scotland who are here today are all migrants, and their presence here in this country enriches that. And as you would probably imagine, as a leftist, as a socialist, I believe that borders are folly, they're a nonsense, they're a social contrivance, and they should be dismissed and they should be dispensed with as quickly as possible, as far as I see it, for a more open and inclusive world.
I think the left and the right libertarians believe in that as well. Thanks very much.
No problem at all. Have a nice day.
What's happening, sportsman? You alright? Aye, not bad. How? I'm not phoning you. All right, no, don't be daft. Aye, not bad, buddy, not bad. Everything alright? Busy? Yeah, boss. Yeah, so, don't know if they're dispersing now. Yeah, hopefully again, oh God, good grief, right, good grief. So, See, I like to talk to everybody. Only by that way you formulate the best opinions from the left and the right. It's important that you get everybody's point of view. And because I'm very much a centrist libertarian, small L libertarian, that believe in talking to everybody. So let's try and go around and try and get the guys from the Scottish Defence League, as we have been bullied by the police, to get the thing sorted out in the first place. When you deny, like the police did there, when you deny assembly, proper assembly, then we're starting to move into a fascist state. That's without a shadow of a doubt. Same with Luke Nash. Now, Luke Nash's thing was completely peaceful. It was a pro-Trump rally. And it was denied down in London. So, really, we've got major question marks from the people who are in as a political clash just now. These people are denying freedom of speech. Doesn't matter if you disagree with somebody, still should have the right to actually express themselves. And I don't know why the Scottish Defence League was there, because as you all saw, I was denied entrance to actually cover it, to find out what these guys were actually saying and what was actually, what the question is. So if that was a very serious point, then I wouldn't actually know. So it's quite interesting that these guys are. Hello. How you doing? Cool. See. Okay. Complete waste time. Coming through. I don't. Very much. So that was good. So, right. Who's your? Who's the officer? I came all the way through to Glasgow from Edinburgh to actually listen to the speeches, and I was denied access to the actual to listen to the speeches. So I don't even know what they were covering. Why was I denied that?
I've got no idea.
That's actually sort of if I've come through to report on something, I don't even saying they might have completely legitimate claims. So why did the police actually prevent that? Are we living in some sort of fascist country now, where you're actually preventing freedom of speech?
So if you have a complaint,
who's your senior officer? I would like to speak to your senior officer. Yeah, I'd like you to get the senior officer and just
direct you towards our corporate communications.
Right. So where is that?
Okay, they're based at Dunmarnock. Right, so that's the police website. I can't answer your question just now. I would direct you to Stewart Street Police Office if you want to speak to somebody just now. The officers are on site just now.
So why would that prevent it? Why prevented that recording or listening to what those guys were protesting against?
Generally, it's for safety reasons. I wasn't there.
But that's
I don't know why you specifically weren't allowed in.
But that's a prevention of assembly.
Well, obviously they were assembled there. So in terms of like Section 20 of the Police Scotland, that's to make sure everybody's safe. That's all we're trying to do.
Well, I looked like the same thing wasn't happening on the other side. So I mean,
I wasn't there. I don't know.
But I mean, this is about grooming gangs. Apparently, because that's what it said on the Facebook thing, and it's a prevention of actual freedom of speech. So the police prevented access. So I don't even know if they had a legitimate case or not.
It's not something I can comment on. I'm sorry.
It's absolutely disgusting. That's actually turning almost fascisty, guys. You know what I mean? When you prevent freedom of speech, it almost turns in a fascist state. So. So complete waste of time. Actually, coming through. Spent all the time coming through, and not being able to actually listen to any speeches. that is beginning to smack of totalitarianism. Totalitarianism. So that's what our political class is just now. It is becoming totalitarian. And if you prevent people from speaking, if you prevent access, intimate claims to be actually, actual grievances to be aired, then that becomes a massive, massive problem in our society. But the reason that this is happening is that their political class, all of them have signed up to the Barcelona process, and the people are against it. The Muslim rape gangs are the product and the counter product of what's actually happening. And what's actually happening is the police are now being used to prevent freedom of speech and freedom of assembly, which, as you saw, is absolutely disgusting. So, and the same thing's happening in London. So we are going into a fascist state. It's highly worrying. It's very concerning, and both sides have got the right of assembly, or should have the right of assembly, and the right to express themselves. And as you saw, complete prevention of actually entering to even find out what, I don't even know. I mean, it was on the Facebook channel. It said about Muslim grooming gangs, and there was nothing there. Nothing there. So, don't have a clue what was happening. Anyway. But yeah, I don't know. I think that's it. I wish I was able to chat to some of the guys who were actually there, because on the other side I should have gone round quicker. But what a day. Police preventing freedom of speech now. Very concerning. No. Don't know who that is. No. So, let me just flip around here. Yeah.
Escalator, so sure.
That's going to take a struggle, and that is going to take time. So we must remain vigilant, and we must remain active. For every warrior that is here today, we know 4 people that might have come. Could you talk to these people? They need to come. They know 4, and they know 4, and we can win this. We can overcome them by sheer force of numbers, if nothing else. The trade union movement is waking up to this. The union is already walked to it. We have watched our people who have been issued and need to be addressed, quietly, can I ask you all to be aware that some of them will still be about? Do not put yourselves into a vulnerable position. Go about in a group so you're in a safe place and you feel secure. Until the next time, brothers and sisters, thank you and solidarity.
See? Trying to find its mass city. But anyway, that's the gist of it. So we were prevented. So well, we go up to Stewart Street. Let's just challenge the system. I think we should go up to Stewart Street and actually find out why we were prevented from actually entering the actual protest and listening to the stuff. I think it's important that everybody his voice is heard, and we should be not being prevented from actually getting into the actual meeting or actually hearing this. This is just like a fascist, and this shows the decay in British society, the fact that the police are preventing freedom of speech and not allowing people to actually assemble and actually speak properly. They did the same down in England as well. So this is oh man, honestly. So this is a bit of a check-up here. I'm going to switch this off. Well, in fact, do we want to switch to the station? I'll just keep walking. So, don't know what that was about. Could have been grooming gangs, could have been UFOs, could have been the fact that we're going to find out things about our political establishment. Our political establishment didn't want to actually let us find out about. And what they did was they prevented anybody actually finding out what it was about. So when you do that, either doing it to left or right, I'm against deplatforming or silencing people. I think people have got the right to express themselves, whether left or right. But when you start to deplatform, which is just fascism, it's just absolute, whether it's left or right totalitarianism, it's just totalitarianism. It's a very slippery slope then. And you actually stop having the right to have your voice heard. Now, that's absolutely disgusting. That's, I mean, that is the state of the UK today. I mean, I couldn't have shown you any, and I'm not really Scottish Defence League. I've never been a member, I've never attended anything other than today. But I think if they're the only ones commenting on the grooming gangs, then I think they have the right to be heard and express themselves. So let's go out and find out. So, as I said to you before, again, that whole situation is a product of what our political class has done before. Now, the left have always been trying to garnish votes by whatever means necessary, and that includes mass immigration and the people replacement programme that they've got. But that's been done by the globalists. The left are only really useful idiots. The left see Islam as the useful idiots, And the reality is that both are the useful idiots for the globalists and the move towards a one world government, a one world financial system, and taking away power and rights from the individual to the mass international state. We already know that these globalist bodies, the UN, the International Bank, International Money Fund, who's controlling that, are all globalist institutions that are already there. We've already seen the move towards an African Union getting closer and closer. We've now seen the European Union on Mrs May, who's a globalist, not allowing Brexit. We're seeing the continuing mass immigration and displacement of the indigenous population, and that's been deliberately done by the globalists and backed up, well, shouting about Marxism and really being the useful idiots for the globalists. A lot of them are globalists as well. Marxism, and Marx was a globalist, whereas National Socialism and Hitler are a national socialist. So from international to national socialism, that was the two sides of the socialist coin there. So, but I mean, a lot of the left are signed up globalists, and they agree that we heard there that the young gentleman was very much in favour of no borders. So I mean, that's a recurring theme, especially in America now with the democratic socialists, who are probably just quasi-Marxists themselves. But again, that shows the collapse of the collapse of the political system because of the actual globalist desired collapse, and that will be done in a number of ways, through the mass immigration, through the open borders position. I mean, that young gentleman was the leader of the Scottish students. So it's a very strange and bad situation that we're getting into just now. It's deplatforming. Deplatforming is just totally totalitarianism. It's just total fascism, authoritarianism. If I'm saying to you that you don't have a right not to speak because I disagree with your point of view, then that would make whoever, whether it be left or right, that person is an authoritarian, totalitarian, fascist or authoritarian. That doesn't really matter, all pretty interchangeable, but that would make them a fascist. So going in here, going into the police station, and we're going to find out exactly what was happening there. So you've all seen it anyway, it's all been recorded, and you've all seen exactly what happened. Travelled all the way through to come and actually see this, and being denied access to the event. So I don't know whether those guys from the Scottish Defence League were correct or incorrect. Another way of actually denying a person's right by denying legal assembly by the use of the state. Obviously, we didn't see on the other side balance and a political imbalance, and you don't get the best outcome, which is a more moderate, more libertarian outcome. And it's interesting that some of those guys, have never read the Quran. They're not educated what it is they're actually supporting. If they probably knew, they probably wouldn't be as supportive. But I mean, it's like watching chickens because they're uneducated. I mean, you saw me asking the people themselves, and have you read the Quran? No, but we're sure here to support those that have. And the Catholicism, and parts of Catholicism, which is just the Bible, it's just a Shia and Sunni is, like the Catholics and Protestants in the Middle East. Catholicism just follows the teachings of the Bible, as far as I'm aware. So that might just be a sect, and the Shia are very much like the Catholics in Islam, and Sunni are very much like the Protestants. But to not understand even remotely what the Quran is, and to be pontificating about what it's like and what it's not like. Oh, I've never seen a big balloon, but I imagine it's like a brick. What? Jeez, honestly. Never read the Quran, but can't be worse than the Bible. Well, if you've never read it, how do you know? And it's very worrying, and it's something regardless of who the person is. And this is one of the things about Jacob Rees-Mogg. You might not like him. I mean, he's a toff. He's a Catholic, which may cause him problems, but I certainly wouldn't bother me if voting for him. But he's highly intelligent. He's on top of his game. He knows what he's talking about. Unfortunately, when you're meeting these types of guys, that they don't actually know what they're talking about. But they're pontificating on stages with no understanding of what it is they're actually pontificating about. It's highly concerning. Can you imagine if it was a health and safety? And the guy's saying, oh yeah, I know how to put out fires. Have you read the manual how to put out fires? No, I just know instinctively. Yeah. That's not the type of guy you want dealing with your health and safety. Nor is it a guy that you want dealing with your politics. So, here I'm here. Let's go in and find out exactly what happened there. So, yeah. So, we're nearly there, guys, so we're just 2 seconds round the corner here. And let's go and find out exactly what they're saying. So, somebody was in here, so just... Two minutes, guys. 2 minutes. Hi there. I was down at the EDL, the SDL meeting. I was denied access to the meeting by the police, so I wasn't able to hear what was actually happening at the actual demonstration. Can you explain why that was?
I'm not sure.
And was there a section 14? It was a section 14 against the actual organisation of that assembly.
The officer that denied you?
They were all denying it. I was denied. There was a whole row of them that were denying it.
What's your name?
David Ballantyne. I think they were talking about Muslim grooming gangs in Glasgow. Can you tell me, is there a big problem with Muslim grooming gangs in Scotland?
You need to speak to officers, really.
I wish I'd heard the actual demonstration, but as I said, I was denied. I mean, that starts to get to a bit of a fascist sort of situation when you're starting to get denied access to people actually speaking, you know.
I'm going to go and see if I can
That's good.
speak to you, okay?
I'm from Fife, and I see it through there.
Oh, do you?
Okay, aye, definitely. You see, if you go down the high street, you see the Christians or other handwritten leaflets and whatnot, but now there's actually a boy that stands down there, and it's the school kids that talks to the younger generation. As I say, they might be beginning leaflets about the Quran or whatever, but a few of us got the impression that it's a bit more than that, you know.
But it wasn't even that from my point of view. I couldn't actually hear, so I didn't actually know what they were there for. I've never been attended one of these. I've come all the way through, and the police have denied access to actually hearing them. So I don't know what it was about.
Were you expecting like a conference kind of thing?
No, they were in George Square, and I was actually denied. So, like, say from that over to that pillar, and there was a row of officers where I was denied actual access to the actual listen to the speakers, so I couldn't hear them.
What is it you do?
We've got an online channel, and we do all sorts of political comment. We listen to the little guy and let him speak, and just listen to them and politicians. But yeah, so but what happens because if you're denied, say it doesn't matter if it was left or right. If you start denying one group of people the right to actually express themselves, then it starts to. Well, I came all the way through to Edinburgh to actually listen to this or actually report on it, and then I was denied actually access to it.
Terrible. So a waste of journey, basically.
Total waste of journey,
I'm a plumber myself, but I know what a waste of journey is like.
But I mean, it's not about it's not even the wasted journey. It's the fact that the police. No, the fact that the police actually prevented freedom of assembly. So that's very important. That you have the right as an individual or a group to actually be able to express yourself and be able to express whatever you're going to do.
Listen, I'm not racist anywhere, nothing. But I can't know. I think that's radicalisation at a young age. I think they young with them, you put it in for a younger age. I think it's easier for them to radicalise them. You know, you read about parents going to Syria and that, and coming back, and being a Cadwin straight or whatever. It's crazy. It really is. But politics, I read the paper every day, the Times, and Moses the Sun. I like the politics. I follow the politics. Also, American, Russian, I follow all the politics. To be honest with you, it kind of interests me. I find them quite interesting. But I think he needs to listen to his advisors more. He uses his mouth too much. He uses his cards too much, I think. You know? But I think he's got a wee touch of racism there. I think so, aye. But he seems to come over here to his golf course season.
True.
Aye, and then next thing he's Scottish again. Oh my whatever. His mum, sorry.
That's right.
He seems to think he's got this great rapport with the Scottish folk. But it was constant protesting this year, you know. We were working in St Andrews, we must have came through St Andrews motorcade. The week before it was one of Prince Andrew, Prince Charles, I can't remember, but we'd all been told over we actually thought it was for him. But no, it was nothing like this motorcade for the Royals, and for him to go to different. The year was unbelievable. You're talking 9 9 cars, with 2 limousines with the flags, so one's decoy and one's no, if you know what I mean. So the big limousines, the beast they call them, which can withstand all the rest of it, chemical attack and whatnot. And then 2 of them would pass, so when they come on these in, and there was all the Range Rovers, and then the Jet, the fascist spots, there must have been about 12 vehicles. And then another motorcade came along, the cars, so you don't know what car he's in, you know what I mean? But aye, because you know there's 2 Air Force Ones as well, there's 2 of them, you know? Aye, so it was someone else, like we got pulled over, we all got pulled to stop, it was emergency motor riders, police to start with, we all got pulled over, so it's the Andrews, they must have been going up these courses up, many of them, you know? Going into the old course or whatever, but aye, it was something else, we had to pick up the tab to 5 along with.
I know, we're just waiting for the police officer to come out.
And Nicholas Sturgeon's name going on.
It's ridiculous, isn't it?
Oh,
Terrible.
You put your personal feelings
That's right, it's politics, isn't it? That's it. That's that. Yeah, well, it'll be quite nice to find out what they're saying in here, aren't it? Oh, no, yeah, that's right. But that's not the point. We've still got to test the power. We can't allow that to happen. When you're getting denied access to freedom of assembly and freedom of speech, then it starts to go into a fascist or an authoritarian sort of regime. You can't have that, whether it be left or right. That's right, that's right. So we're in the police station in Glasgow, and I'm finding out about. I'll just turn around, don't I? It's not maybe in the police station in Glasgow, and we're finding out why, if there was a section 14 on that event, and we're going to find out what the police are actually saying with regards to why I was denied access to listen to the speeches. So, I mean, that's very concerning when people are getting denied access. I don't even know what the speeches are about. I don't dislike a group. I listen to whatever group it is that's actually speaking, and that way I can then come to a better conclusion. I don't jump to conclusions without actually speaking to people. I give them the opportunity to express themselves. So we're just waiting to find out what the situation is with the police here, and why we're actually being denied access to the event. I mean, as I said, no idea what it was about. Only one side was kettled in, and the prevention of accessing the freedom of speech and being able to, and I would have loved to have actually spoke to some of the guys that were actually there after, and I never got the chance to do that either, so I didn't know what time it was finishing, and really it's a very bad situation. I'm very concerned about the increasing authoritarianism of our political class. It's very worrying, very worrying. So, as usual, we're probably being watched, but very bad. Come on. Hurry up, what are we waiting for Christmas? Waited about 10 minutes, and absolutely nobody's there. So, getting denied the long stand. I mean, really, just. Hi. So, what's happening?
Someone's going to come and speak to you.
Right, okay. Right, okay. Is it going to be long?
I don't know how long it'll be, but someone will ask.
So, So as you can see, it's a long stand. I thought we'd just keep it running anyway, so that you could see exactly in real time what's actually happening. He's outside. Is the guy going to be long, do you think? Or the lady, whatever? The officer going to be long? Oh. It's very cheery. So as you can see, it's just, this is the state. So it's just absolutely incredible what's actually happening just now. It's the whole situation is being forced upon us. And anybody who has got any sort of dissent or anybody else who's not going along with it, their voices have to be suppressed, because the reason being the political establishment has already dictated what the policy is without even consulting the actual people. They're just left with the secondary issues. And Tommy Robinson, even that demonstration today, all of the trade unions and everybody else knows what the actual issue is and what the secondary issues are. So, knows what the secondary issues are and knows what's caused it. But because they've signed up to the Barcelona process and the Union of the Mediterranean, then the freedom of movement is continuing. All the fake refugees and the people who are just streaming in to Europe, it had already been decided that that was what's going to happen. If you actually listen to Macron in France, he's already decided that this should actually happen. He's already said that millions of people should actually be allowed to come here, regardless of what the people want, or even ask the people in Europe if that's what they want. Macron is now taking over from Merkel through the mass immigrationists, and what's actually happening is that rather than the immigration route going through Italy, it's now going through Spain, because they have a receptive socialist government in Spain. So with obviously this, they don't want to enforce British laws anymore. We've already got Sharia compliant states. So here we go. Oh. Maybe not. Thanks, buddy. Thanks, guys. What's that? Aye. Aye, the meeting today. Did they? Yes. Physically. Did they? Yes. Do you want to speak on camera? Do you? No, do you know what I do now? Give me your card. GuerillaTv channel. GuerillaTv channel. You got a card? No, I don't have one, buddy. It's the Guerilla, Guerilla TV channel. Aye. You want to come in then, I'll take you outside and we'll get a wee chat with us. Just let's just stand outside the police station. Yeah, you quite happy talking in camera, aye? Can you tell your name or not? No, you don't want to do it. Aye. Right, that's fine. You can just send me your email address. I'm just going to tell you a little bit about it. Aye, that's fine. Do you want to do it just now? Yeah. Right. Yeah. Right, well, would you march on then, sir? I'll go to the passport, because we'll get me right. Aye, I'll come up. Your phone's good, so go phone to share. Police station central. Up there, right. Aye, just be careful. This is going out live, Ed. We're off camera. Right, well, let me. This is going out live, so I'm not even your face isn't in it. So let me just try. I don't think you can pause it live with me. It's a difficulty. Let me just sit it down over there. 2 minutes, guys. I'll get that sorted out. Let me just plug this in. Hold on. I don't want to say anything on camera just now. For you, I just don't want to.
Gorillas are out.
I don't know. No, it's just live today. Going in Lumberton. Ask her behind her. I'll tell you, man, we're going to ask her for a pen there. So, it's amazing who you find at the police station. So I didn't want to. There was a gentleman who wanted to talk to me off camera there. So, but as you can see, what's that? 15, 20 minutes I've been waiting. Still not be seen to. 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 not be seen to, 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 not be seen to. Hold on, let me just move that out of the way. There's that done.
Big shout out for Eddie Onage. Big shout out for Eddie Onage.
There you go, buddy. Thanks, buddy. Give us a phone and we'll get it sorted out. We'll give you an actual sit-down meeting.
There'll be a bit.
Well, I don't know. I doubt the thing, but if you want a bit publicity about it, we'll certainly be able to help. It's up to you. Well, I guess. Well, if you're going to publicise it, then there might be compensation, all sorts, mate. So this is the first stage. This is probably out the doors and getting published. Right. So. Still, here we go, just put this round. Still not been seen to. 20 minutes. And still. So, on for a long stand. So I think that just at it, you know, it's that's 20 odd minutes. Other guys have been seen to quicker than that. Yeah, I kind of iPad. Online, we've got an online channel. An online channel called the GuerillaTv channel. So we cover political stuff. I was denied access to cover something today by the police, and I just want to know why, because it's very bad if you're denied access to assemble or for your freedom of speech to actually be prevented. It's very bad. Whatever the actual people want to say, they should be allowed to say it. So I wasn't able to cover, and so I don't know what they were actually saying. So, hi there. So, I mean, I've been waiting here 20 odd minutes. I understand that people are busy and I understand there's other crimes getting committed, but it's a very simple thing. I want to know if there was a section 14 against that, why it was prevented.
Officers are going to just come and speak to you.
Are they going to come soon? Yeah. I mean, I've been waiting another 25 minutes here. So I don't even know what they were actually, the actual thing was for, because they didn't actually tell me, or I couldn't actually hear it. So I was just stuck there, and came all the way through from Edinburgh to actually record it, and I don't know what it was. I was meant to, one side was sort of kettled in, and you couldn't actually hear it. The other side wasn't. So it wasn't very good for freedom of speech, you know, and even finding out what the actual underlying issue was, if there was an underlying issue. So, but they seem to be doing that. I was down in London and they seem to be preventing certain people from actually speaking just now. So, and that's bad. That's a bad situation. Hi there. I was down at the event today down in George Square, and I was prevented from actually listening to one side of the actual debate. So I came all the way through. So I don't know what that side of the debate was actually saying. I was kettled in and prevented from actually accessing and hearing the speeches. So that really smacks of
almost like an authoritarian type of situation where if you're preventing freedom of assembly and freedom of speech, or at least people actually going in to actually hear what that person's got to say, then that is a prevention of the freedom of speech and freedom of assembly. So I'd like to know, was there a section 14 against that event from the Scottish Defence League?
Section 14 of what?
Was there a prevention, was there some way of preventing, or section 12 to prevent...
section 12 of what?
Well, I don't know, whatever the legislation is for preventing access or preventing assembly or limiting assembly.
Right, sir, I wasn't there. You'll have to speak to the officer in charge. The officer in charge of the event today is not based at the Church Police Office, he's based at Government Police Office, he's inside. I wasn't there.
But I was prevented from...
Fair enough. Okay, you tell me that, and I have no reason...
Well, it's online anyway,
that's
so...
Fine. I have no reason to disbelieve what you're telling me. I can't give you the information I want for, because I wasn't there personally. And I don't know, as I say, I'm an operational police officer here, I've been dealing with crime today, etc, etc. I wasn't at the parade, so I can't. Right. What is it?
But I mean, that prevents freedom of assembly and freedom of speech. I came all the way through to actually find out. Now, let me ask you another question then, from a different point of view. That thing was about Muslim grooming gangs in central Scotland. That's what was on the Facebook page. I didn't know because I never heard. Is there a problem in central Scotland if you're a community policing officer with Muslim grooming gangs targeting non-Muslims?
You'll have to speak to our Force Corporate Communications. I'm not allowed to give you any information regarding that to any member of the public. I don't know your credentials.
Right,
so
okay.
You have to arrange an official...
Okay, let's do that then.
I can't do it.
Who can do it? Right, how do I get that sorted out then?
You have to write to Police Scotland at Dunmarnock.
Right.
Dunmarnock's the headquarters of
Right.
Police Command of Police Scotland.
Okay.
Therefore, you would ask A, to speak to the officer in charge of the event today.
Yeah.
They'll be able to inform you regarding what legislation was in place. You can give you all the information.
And why I was denied actually.
We would write down everything, obviously, all your questions to Police Scotland.
Right. Is there an email address?
So, I don't actually know the officer in charge was. I will give me 2 seconds.
Yeah, that's great. Thank you very much. Thank you. That's fine. No problem. So, as you can see that we have got an issue. I mean, well, I think we should actually go and find out if there is a problem. I don't think, I've not heard of a problem, but if the media are doing the same as they're doing the rest of Europe and blacking out the problem, you just never know. We already know that that's a fact. But whether or not we should actually be, the Scottish Defence League is correct. I think the rest of the counter protesters were there, just trade unions to find out if they were going to raise the issue of Muslim grooming gangs, and they didn't seem like they were really that interested. Targeting non-Muslims. It's not just white children, it's also Sikh and Hindu children as well. There's Sikh defence people as well, and to prevent this. So let's go in and see if we can get this, and we'll find out if we can get it sorted out. Still not back. So it's we'll try and find out what's happening. Might actually write down for statistics and find out if there's any stats about it. If it might not be a problem. So the whole event today might have been a complete non-event. It is definitely a problem down south. That's without a shadow of a doubt. I mean, it's now been talked about. And again, Tommy Robinson's incarceration is very much part of the authorities, just like you saw today, the authorities trying to prevent the actual information getting out. So let's find out. That guy, was that officer there? Oh. I think the officer was there.
Just for information.
Yeah, that's fine. It's all right, it's reversed anyway. Thanks very much, officer. Yeah, that's great. It's good.
What it is, see, rather than, there's no direct email address. What we have to ask you today, 34101, ask for corporate Police Scotland corporate communications to email you, so you give them your email address.
Check.
Somebody from the corporate communications
will
email you.
It's warm today.
And then once you've got the email dialogue open, you can put your questions.
Sure. That's fantastic. That's
right.
great. Yeah, that's great. I was a bit disappointed though coming all the way through and not being able to hear. I mean, those guys might have had valid points, and I don't know if they were valid or invalid, and I can't actually make any sort of comment if I'm getting denied access. If they've got invalid points, it's still better for me to actually be able to hear it. And then I can do a counter-argument. Exactly, a counter-argument.
It could have been down to public safety, you know.
I know, but I can understand public safety, but the other guys were around the other side of Princess George Square, and I'm obviously not there to prevent public safety. I'm obviously quite clearly there to actually record.
Obviously, because we weren't there, I can't speculate.
But the thing that's concerning for me is that one side was completely kettled and the other side wasn't.
Right.
So that looks like you're actually having two standards for people who think differently, and you can't actually have that. You can only you would have to kettle both, right, or kettle one, but you can't kettle two.
Obviously, we're
I understand. I get it.
The people who are making the decisions regarding and stuff are obviously quite higher up. Again, corporate communications, that thing.
Will do.
They'll be able to put you in touch with the department who plan these things.
But now I'm going to ask them, because I couldn't hear if that was justified. What I'm going to ask them is if there is a problem with Muslim grooming gangs in Scotland, because I was just there to hear the speeches.
Well, we should be able to tee up an official somebody who can. We can't speak.
Statistics,
we have to go through the. Have to go through the official channels.
Of course.
If you've got questions like that you want to put to them.
Well, I didn't have it until I didn't get access to the actual guys today. You know what I mean?
Couldn't hear what they
so if it's valid.
As I said, we can't speak for what happened today. You know, there probably was reasons why you weren't allowed access. I would suggest it was probably more to do with your own safety.
No, I didn't feel unsafe.
Okay, it was just probably a judgment call. But as I said, Macaulay's put you in the right direction. So
Okay, James. Right, that's great. Thanks very much, gentlemen. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you very much. Thanks. Bye.
Bye now.
Finding out about public safety. Now, I don't know if there is or isn't a problem with Muslim gangs, but I know for a fact there's a problem with policing, having now been down in two separate. Now that one today could have potentially been a wee bit more concerning, but certainly the Look Nash thing was a very peaceful demonstration, and that there wasn't any trouble there or potential trouble probably from the counter protest, but now it makes me even more curious that the authorities seem to be wanting to cover this up, and that makes me even keener to go and find out if there is a problem. I would have probably just left it, but because there's such a sort of cover-up happening just now, and people going to jail, and it's crazy, that I'm now more and more curious, so I think I might just follow this up then and find out if there is a problem in Scotland. There might not be, and we'll have to report honestly on if there isn't as well. But I mean, I've got Muslim friends, and I don't think they should all be maligned by this sort of slurring, but there is a problem there down south. So let's go and find out. Let's go and speak to Police Scotland and find out why I was denied access. It's very bad just now. It's very concerning. It's not. I mean, they're playing out left and right politics, but when you actually know about politics and political science, it's not about left and right politics. It's about libertarian and authoritarian politics. And that young guy today who was the student leader, I mean, again, probably, I think it was, well, no, it doesn't matter, but anyway, I think identity politics is what they are actually, the left are now playing, and intersectionality, and it's all very concerning. Everything's concerning. It's just authoritarianism. It's race-based politics, like we're seeing in South Africa with the actual potential genocide of white people by socialists. It's race-based politics that the left are actually doing. So, yeah, that's it. So concerning, absolutely concerning and very worrying. And the heavy-handedness of the police and denial of people's freedom of right to hear other people. I mean, you shouldn't be going out trying to cause violence anyway. You shouldn't be going out trying to hit people and cause violence, especially from politics. You should be able to communicate and use your words to actually be able to communicate properly and talk to people. So I hope that was interesting, guys. It was a bit of a screw up. Didn't get to find out what they were protesting about. And hopefully we can do another one, maybe even speak to some of the guys from the running the Scottish Defence League, just to find out if there is a point and what the actual point is. Okay guys, thanks, bye.